Well, very good morning, everybody, for Monday, the 6th of September, a couple of minutes late, phones are ringing and everything like that. Okay, so what have we got over the UK at the moment? Well, high pressure, it's weakening a little bit, hopefully in our favour slightly, and allowing in a fairly slack area now, which means the winds are going to be whatever direction you want today. That's before, as you can see, there's our battlefront in the Atlantic, which is trying to set itself up, but it's not going to win, at least for a few days. As we can see tomorrow, that high pressure just clinging on, pushing back. And we can see maybe come Thursday, that's when we'll see a breakdown in the weather. But for today, slack winds, an area of high pressure continuing to dominate, and pretty stable with plenty of sunshine. And sunshine it is today, as we can see on the satellite picture. We are probably one of the first areas to see sunshine for once. I know most of the London airports are reporting sort of mist or fog, but no, here at Lasham, we're nice and bright. The heating is already beginning, and that should hopefully give us a bit of an advantage as to when the soaring is going to start. Those winds very light indeed. Whatever direction you want, I'd say variable at 5 to 10 knots. Probably, if I'm honest, on the ground, no stronger than 5 knots. And as we can see on the public forecast, wall-to-wall sunshine with sort of easterly winds to start off with, becoming southerly, which means that we, as I will talk about in a moment, we will go for westerly preference today, given how light that wind is. Top temperature, well, this is saying 25. I reckon we might get a couple of degrees higher than that. So maybe 26, maybe even 27. This is probably going to be one of the last warm days, unfortunately, for the UK as we head towards autumn now. Dew point still sticking around sort of 14, and that'll be the thing to watch for, depending how blue it's going to get. At the moment at Lasham, it's quite a balmy 17 degrees, and that temperature is rising quite quickly. And that's the picture outside, looking quite nice, looking quite sunny. Should be a nice day. David's forecast is showing that, yeah, it is likely to be blue, maybe the chances in shallow Q, but later in the day, blue to 4,000 to 4,500 feet, and should be a reasonable day if you don't mind the blue. Looking at local weather, Farnborough is currently calm, and as I said, they've got fog at the moment. We don't, but yeah, pretty much they're suggesting it's going to be cavo cave the rest of the day, so very little chance of significant cloud cover. But yeah, calm wind across most stations. With a temperature of about 24 degrees required to get any convection at all, and really 25 before we get anything decent. That means that we'll probably be looking at a lunchtime start for soaring, quickly getting up. Once we get towards sort of 26, 27, we'll start to see cloud base or top of thermal of about sort of 4,000 feet above sea level. Maybe even reaching 4,000 feet above the ground a little bit later in the day. And generally reasonable climb strengths this time of year, sort of 1.5 meters a second or so. So yeah, about 3 knots where we find that. And dew points going down to about 14, maybe even 13, which would definitely make it fairly blue. Some evidence of high level clouds showing on top meteo, but that's hopefully going to be fairly sporadic. And as you can see, the winds sort of all over the place, but fairly light. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the predicted flight distance for today, showing sort of good in our area and out to the west. The colours are, of course, not quite as bright now that the days don't last as long, and we will certainly see a sea air effect. So if we start at sort of midday, see our area is probably getting starting to get going once we hit that trigger temperature, and we're seeing climbs up to about 2,500 feet there. Very quickly, if the temperature continues to lift as it's planned to, by sort of 2 o'clock, we should see sort of 4,000 feet. And looking up towards the sort of Oxfordshire region, looking very nice, blue, maybe some haze caps up to in the Oxfordshire area, maybe 4,500 feet above ground. And then peaking at around sort of 4:30 with some cumulus predicted just in the Didcot region. So yes, probably out to slightly out to the west and up to the north. So I imagine Devizes Oxford might be on today if you're interested. But yeah, hopefully there might be a little bit more cloud, but this isn't showing it at the moment. And you can see the effects of the sea air affecting East Anglia and into parts of East London and down to the south as well. I imagine we'll see a sea air effect here, probably arriving by 5 o'clock, 5:30. So no longer days to really stay out really late, but at least it's going to be soarable and probably cross country. Soundings from a couple of areas. Well, this is Lark Hill at 3 o'clock, with that looking like 28 degrees if we got that. I wanted to bring you an actual Lark Hill, but there's a system error at the moment, which means I can't give you that. But 4,000 feet, the line's fairly well spaced apart, so almost certainly blue there. Just compare that to, let's go for Fairford. Difference. Fairly similar, 28 degrees again, giving 4,000 feet. And then we'll go for, I think we might have a Buckingham one as well. Buckingham lines ever so slightly closer together, but again, 4,000 feet. So cumulus or not, I think will be luck of the draw, but sort of conditions fairly widely 26 to 27 degrees and maybe even a bit warmer. It certainly did feel warm yesterday. So plenty of sun cream, plenty of water. Summer has returned very, very briefly. Okay, airspace-wise, Fairford active. We have danger area at Goodwood active between 6 and 7:30 local. The temporary danger area, which has been around a few times now for drone operations. But I don't think that's going to affect too many of you. Silent and Farmer active as usual. 20 and 22 are just regular NOTAMs about Abingdon with some pyrotechnics and paragliders, which I'm sure there'll be plenty around today. Skies will be quite busy given how good the weather is. Usual Boscombe Down information, no crossing services available. And that is about it, other than 26, which is probably Sywell. Yeah, I said Sywell, 80Z active. They don't always man the radio there. No red arrows, transits or displays that I'm aware of in our area. I think they've had a very busy weekend at Bournemouth. Right, so operationally, I have not been made aware of any jet movements which will affect us. There is a potential of an A321 coming from Spain, but there's no flight plan, so we'll leave that as not briefed currently, unless I hear an update, but I think that's a bit later in the week, given how long that thing's been in storage. We are going to use westerly preference today, and for those of you that don't know what that means, it means we go down the hill. Yes, look, it's easterly, but when it's below 5 knots and it's warm, we look to try and go down the hill because density, altitude and other performance factors increase takeoff run, especially on aerotow. So it's safer to go towards down the hill and towards open area than 0-9 on the trees. And it also means that the noise that we make is sort of distributed elsewhere because we've been on 0-9 for a long time. So yes, do expect calm wind operations today. So planning your approaches nicely, giving yourself plenty of space in the circuit. If you cramp your circuit, you're going to end up landing well down the airfield. But yes, we'll operate 2-7 today, and we'll keep an eye out for any jet movements. Plenty of hats, sun cream, all of that. And yes, we shall enjoy what is the last of the good summer weather, at least for heat. Bye for now.